To start, follow the objectives to turn on the power and get the Pack-a-Punch machine, then we need to get the Beamsmasher Wonder Weapon. I'll be showing how to craft it, however, if you are lucky you can pull it from the box. So first we need dead wire on one of our weapons, and then we need to ride the incline lift up. Along the ride are a couple of power boxes that we need to shoot with dead wire in the order I show to open up the research office. Inside this office we can shoot the zombie that's stuck under some shelves and pick up the fob that it drops.
Shoot enough shit, you'll hit something vital. Learn that in West.
From her rigor mortised hand to yours.
With the fob, head into the C tower and open this briefcase to grab the multiphasic resonator, then return to the research office and place it into the machine.
Ain't got time for this. Anyone got a cheat sheet?
We now need to find 3 laptops to find the symbols for the values of X, Y, and Z. All we need to do is run up and interact with each of the laptops. Back in the research office, we'll need to match the symbols from the laptops to the letters to complete some basic math equations. The equations are always the same, however your values for X, Y, and Z may be different from mine, giving you different numbers for the code. Interact with the machine to enter the code based off of the math equations. Luckily, the game adds some sticky notes showing each symbol and letter, then we can progress one round to be able to collect the resonator from the machine. With the resonator, grab a boat and go to Castle Rock Island first. Interact with the blue orb, which will cause zombies to spawn. A few will get shocked by the orb and start to spark. Kill them and pick up the small orb they drop, then return it to the main orb. We will have to do this a couple times on each of the 3 main islands. Just make sure to grab the resonator off the ground after completing each island and using it to activate the next orb.
It has entered a gaseous phase, one step closer to solid, I hope. Give its constituent atoms a vigorous shaking. Make
Once we finish the final orb, pick up the ammunition from the ground and return to the research office to craft our wonder weapon.
You nasty chumps aren't ready for it.
You know there's like a 50-50 chance this will kill us all, right?
With the wonder weapon, we need to activate a tentacle trap and shoot it until it drops a hard drive. There are a couple tentacle traps around the map, so you may need to visit a different one than the one I'm showing, as the hard drive can spawn from any of them. Bring the hard drive to the guard station near the spawn room, and return to the biolab to interact with the large container in the center. To free Nathan, we need a 3-digit code. The first number comes from the small hand of the clock in the interrogation room. The second number comes from the playing card on the corkboard in the kitchen. And the final number comes from the safety first sign in engineering. Enter the numbers into the keypad on the container in the biolab, and remember these numbers are random, so you likely won't have the same code as me. With the code entered, have your team gather at the container, and at the same time, everyone needs to interact with one of the relief valves to free Nathan and start a mini-boss encounter. During this fight, we are locked in the biolab and zombies will spawn relentlessly. Nathan himself is an amalgam and doesn't possess any extra or special abilities, so just lay into him to defeat him. Additionally, like all amalgams, if we stop hitting him for a bit, he will regain health. But once he is defeated, a cutscene will play, which I won't spoil here. After the cutscene, hop into the water of the biolab and look for the keycard on the floor. Then bring it to communications and interact with the only computer with text on the screen in the room.
Shit. The island's connection to Janet.
Grab a boat and head under the shipwreck to find a ladder. Climb up and get ready for a fight, as once we grab the node connectors off the table, the room will lock and zombies will pour in. If playing with a full squad, each player can hold a window and this is relatively easy. Otherwise, be prepared for a hectic fight. Eventually the room will open up and we can leave with the node connectors. We need to find the missing connections and interact with them to install the connectors we grabbed. The first can be found on Crab Island. The second under the sea tower.
How many more of these until...
And the third inside the sea cave. After fixing the connections, return to the guard station and grab the hacking device that Peck and Strauss give us. Then grab a boat and head out looking for the 3 satellite dish buoys in the ocean. We need to jump out and hack all 3, however a timer will start after the first, so speed is important. If the timer runs out, we'll need to start the hacking process over again after progressing the round. After completing the last buoy, hurry back to the biolab as a new timer will start. This time we will have 5 minutes to defuse all the bombs that spawn in this room. If we don't defuse them in time, they will explode and the match just ends, losing all of our progress on the Easter egg. I would recommend having one person on bomb duty while everyone else protects them. If playing solo, monkey bombs and sentry turrets will probably be the way to go. But once the final bomb is defused, we will be able to start the boss fight. However, I'd recommend waiting until everyone has Pack-a-Punch level 3 weapons, wonder weapons, lots of armor, perks, ammo mods like napalm burst, and some chopper gunners or other additional equipment, as this boss fight is no joke. When ready, head to the door near Melee Macchiato and interact with it to enter the boss arena. This boss has 4 phases, and during the first phase, I do not recommend using a chopper gunner as I do right here, and it immediately gets blown up. But during this first phase, we need to shoot the glowing red orbs at the base of its tentacles to do critical damage. Hitting it anywhere else is basically useless. It's a good idea to have some members of the team focused on clearing zombies, and some focused on damaging the boss. If at any point the boss goes underwater, focus on the glowing tentacles in the background. Damaging them will eventually get the boss to resurface. This can also be a good time to use the chopper gunner. For the second phase, at around 75% health, the boss is basically the same, but now the critical area is its mouth. Just be careful to avoid its tentacles when it slams down, as this can do lots of damage. The third phase begins at half health, and again the boss is basically the same, but now it is completely immune except for the glowing yellow spots on its 2 tentacles. We can also continue to focus down the background tentacles whenever they glow during this phase. For the final phase, the boss will glow blue and spawn a massive orb above its head. Get to cover before it explodes or it will one-shot you like it's doing to me right here. At this point, we will be shooting its glowing eyes, and this is a great opportunity to call in a chopper gunner. Just make sure to do so from behind cover, as the boss's orb attack has a long setup, allowing lots of damage with the chopper gunner. Once it is defeated, a cutscene will play, our achievement will pop, and just like Liberty Falls, we can choose to continue the match to be rewarded with special guns, upgrade materials, and all of the perks.